How easily can you beat Elden Ring as a Tree Sentinel? It's true. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, and today we are that villain. The Tree Sentinel is every new player's worst nightmare, and in this video I'm going to be taking control of it and using it to fight some of the game's most iconic bosses. The rules of this challenge are simple. We play on max new game difficulty, and this video will not end until we defeat the Elden Beast. Before we begin, let me know which boss you guys want to see next by leaving a comment below, and don't forget to subscribe because YouTube doesn't always recommend. Alright, if we lose this Ditto, then that's going to be pretty embarrassing since my AI is way better than his. Let's step on him, let's step on him. Oh, great minds think alike, I guess. Let's get this guy out of here. Nice. Finish him off. Boom. Easy. Feels so good. Look, I can just knock down trees by just walking through them. Hello, Margit. Something of a boss myself. Compared to my last run where I played as a Revenant, we actually have twice as many moves. Because we're in max new game difficulty, stance breaks are much harder to pull off, but since we're playing as an enemy, that goes for the opponent as well. I have no idea why the Stormveil Castle overlay came up here. That was pretty random, but after stomping Margit with my horse, something unexpected happened. What the? After another shield slam and a stomp, Margit was down. Wait, wouldn't that also make him the Lord of me? Alright, let's bring in the Tree Sentinel. Whoops, that is the wrong enemy. Going into this fight, I knew I wasn't going to be able to tank Godrick, but fortunately his arena is very spacious. Yo, am I stuck on a tree? What's going on? Once I got him into phase 2, it became clear that his 17,616 HP was nothing to scoff at. As annoying as he is to fight though, he's actually kind of fun to play as. Now, how do I do the roll? There it is. In my rematch, I discovered something that I never seen a Tree Sentinel do before. Oh, I have a heal! Wait, is this healing me? It heals him too! Oh no! That's not good at all. Even though the heal worked on Godrick too, this meant that if I could pull it off without letting him walk into it, then I could artificially increase my own bulkiness to match his. This made a huge difference, and once I got him back into phase 2, the fight was pretty much over. As far as the second Great Rune goes, there is absolutely no way we're beating Rykard, so Volcano Manor is out of the question. Instead, as a Tree Sentinel, our best bet is Rennala, and you're about to see why. Before that though, we're gonna have to put this dog down. I hate how small this room is. The Tree Sentinel is not nearly as mobile as the Red Wolf, and fighting this thing feels like you're trying to squash a bug. Fortunately, each attack does like 1,000,000 damage, so once you do manage to catch the wolf, it isn't really much of a threat. The shield bash puts in work. By this point, I started to get more comfortable with the Tree Sentinel's movement, and it really paid off. With that said, I did make a mistake here by going for the heal, and I'm pretty sure that stopped me from killing her in one cycle. Going into phase 2, the Tree Sentinel was made for this fight. I know what you're all thinking, and no, you can't deflect Rennala's Kamehameha with Golden Retaliation because it technically isn't a projectile, but the defense bonus we get while we're using it is phenomenal. Once I defeated Rennala and acquired the second Great Rune, it was time to take on my brother in gold. And no, I'm not referring to Goldfrey. A lot of people see the Draconic Tree Sentinel as a direct upgrade to the Tree Sentinel, but I promise you that is not the case. As a fervent Tree Sentinel apologist, I can assure you that they both come with their own fair share of strengths and weaknesses. While the Draconic Tree Sentinel has a much higher HP stat and a very understandable 40% resistance to lightning, the regular Tree Sentinel has a 40% resistance to holy and much more defensive utility overall. Although I did lose the first fight, it was still very competitive, and I knew that if I made a few adjustments, then I could easily come out on top. No! As it turns out, my shield does a ridiculous amount of poise damage, and despite how menacing the Tree Sentinels look, they actually only have about 80 poise, which makes getting stance breaks super easy. When it came to this fight, as long as I played to my strengths and blocked whenever I needed to, then the Draconic Tree Sentinel just couldn't keep up. Goldfrey, on the other hand, was another story. Oh my god! I can't move. I think this is the hardest fight of the run. This fight presented a very unique problem. Because the arena was so small, anytime I used the healing circle, Goldfrey would almost certainly benefit from it too. And while I could block his attacks to survive, I just couldn't dish out enough damage to actually hurt him. After a lot of attempts, a lot of patience, and a little mining off screen, I eventually beat him. Finally. Morgott, more like less got. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah. Morgott isn't particularly difficult, and the Tree Sentinel shield continues to surprise me. We're able to block pretty much all of his attacks, but the problem with Morgott is his agility. Oh, he's trying to get behind me. When he goes for the Holy Blades, I'm able to interrupt him with a satisfying shield slam, and after regrouping for a moment, Morgott goes down in just one try. First try Morgott, let's go! The Fire Giant is where many of these runs go to die. Going into it, I didn't think I'd be able to block the Giant's attacks, but I was wrong. What this fight boils down to is a war of attrition. Where most enemies fail, the Tree Sentinel excels in this fight when you consider the fact that he can heal, at least in my theoretical experiment where he tries to become the Elden Lord. Unfortunately, you can't reflect many of the fire attacks, but that's not too big of an issue as long as you can keep him on his belly. After a somewhat heated fight, the Fire Giant is finally extinguished. A lot of people complain about this fight, but I just don't get it. As long as you have the right build, then the Godskin duo is... Whoa! Was I recording? I was. What was that? Alright, so the Black Flame does percentage-based damage. That's not good. Going back through the footage, it looks like it still gets reflected, but we end up taking more damage than he does. Let's try a different approach. Haters will say it's cheating, but the Draconic Tree Sentinel is technically still a Tree Sentinel, so we can use him in this run. Abusing the pillars in the arena and taking advantage of his lightning attacks help make the squad more manageable, but if we get hit by that rolling attack, then it's pretty much curtains because we get no iframes when it connects. Once I kill both, I set up a field of lightning for when they respawn, but the Noble refuses to go down without a fight. Luckily, this Sentinel has fireballs though, so yeah, GG. I'm not proud of that, but it had to be done. Maliketh. Godrick is a walk in the park, but Maliketh is another story. Destined Death is absolutely terrifying, and under no circumstances should you get hit by it. In my Royal Revenant run, I had Poison to help me deal with this fight, and in my Millennia run, I had Scarlet Rot. This time around, I had Pillars. Yes, the Pillars make a return in this fight, and for good reason too. Maliketh is a nightmare. It's like he's capable of killing gods or something. In spite of his lore though, he is still no match for the Draconic. No. Maliketh, please. Maliketh, please. Just die. Yes. Yes. Oh, that was so close. I never thought I'd be saying this, but Gideon is a problem. He's still going. Trying to joust this guy from a horse is one of the worst experiences I have ever had in a run, and in hindsight, I should have just switched back to the Tree Sentinel and used Golden Retaliation for his spells. The Sentinel's hip check would have also been useful here, given that it's a fast and reliable way of hitting small targets, but I discovered a much more humiliating way to beat him instead. After suffering through Gideon, first phase Godfrey was a joke. As a boss, we don't have to worry about getting grabbed, so Hoaraloo isn't too scary either, and he actually loses most of his resistances in this phase. That includes lightning. For Radagon, I switched back to the regular Tree Sentinel because Golden Retaliation is the perfect counter to magic. There's just one problem though, it's holy. Given Radagon's sacred disposition, this was a terrible idea, and I was gonna need a bigger halberd or an axe in this case. Radagon is kinda hard to hit.
Nice, nice.
No! How did that miss? Comparatively though, he is not that hard to stance break. There it is. Oh, wait, we can do this!
Oh.
Please, stagger, please!
Oh,
nice! Wait, I won! I did it! Oh my god!
GG, well done.
How much HP do we have? 128 HP. I imagine this is what the final fight would have been like if you could actually ride Torrent. The lightning field completely decimates the Elden Beast. Normally, it's really annoying when he swims away, but that's when the fireballs come in. We're fast enough to outrun the Elden Stars, and after dodging the triple rings, let's try it now.
Go.
There it is.
That's it.
First try Elden Bees. Let's go.